to a galaxy far, far away. This is G.A.M.E. I am your host, guide, Sith Master, GQ. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Star Wars, but before we get into that, let's get some information out here. You see this bar right down there, magic. Contact us, get in touch with us, Twitter, email, find us on Facebook. The Culture Junkies group is hilarious. You will enjoy it, join it, and come to the dark side. So, we're going to introduce the panel. To my left, longtime friend, great compatriot. He's more of a light sider Jedi type. Yeah. Kenshiro, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. These are the friends you're looking for.
They are? There you go. Awesome. Now, to my right, got the coolest t-shirt I've ever seen. Star Wars, Mega Man inspired. Big Pimpin J, how you doing, sir?
I am trying to figure out what is inside this thing.
Oh, that would, all right, Luke.
There's no way around a lightsaber. How about that?
Not this one.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Just don't poke your eye out.
Exactly, don't lose an eye on that one. And I am GQ, as we know. Let's jump right into the topic. Game on. We are talking about Force Awakens Aftermath. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it by now, get out to the theater.
What the hell is your problem?
Stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, go ahead and watch this video because it's a damn shame you haven't seen Star Wars.
I know that's right. We're going to spoil it all.
We're
going to spoil it all. Yeah.
All right, so what did you guys think of it?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I thought it was an entertaining movie.
Which me.
But
what? Everyone I know has a big butt. Let's talk about your big butt.
No, there is no but. See, here's the problem. People want to quantify a movie as it being good or bad, right? And I can't tell you that this is a good movie. I can't tell you it's a bad movie. Let's just go back to grade school for a second, guys. A great thing would be A. Mm-hmm. A complete failure is an F. Good is a B. Below average is a D. Well, this isn't great. It's not a failure. It's not below average. It's not good.
Okay.
This
plus B minus?
This movie, if you're being generous, just based on its own merit, this film by itself is a C. Maybe a C plus tops. Now, here's the asterisk on this, right? Because I realized that there was a lot of damage that J.J. Abrams had to undo for the prequels did, and I also realized that this is the first chapter of a whole new story, that grade can change depending on what happens in the next chapter of things.
Okay.
And I'm cool with that.
So this is the first card mark.
so it's like a tentative thing.
But no. But basing this, because people want to say, well, how the movie did? Well, it was better than this, again, saying it was better than that. That's like getting like the three-tooth fat hooker, not like the no-tooth fat hooker.
Wow.
Right? It's better than her, but that ain't saying a whole bunch. Okay. It's on its own volition, by itself, independently. This movie is a C plus movie tops. It was entertaining. I didn't say I've not once said this is a bad movie. But since fanboys want to say, oh, you didn't like it, you didn't think it was great, you must think it sucks. Why do you think this movie's bad? I've never said those words.
Well, there's trolls of every flavor,
But
of every
there's
type.
a lot of people out there that did think it was a bad movie. But before we jump into that, Kenshiro, what was your take on the movie, sir?
Well, I'm not going to, go into the virtues of whether a no-tooth hooker or a some-tooth hooker is good or bad.
You're a Jedi anyway. You don't.
I don't dabble in that kind of
Jedis
stuff.
don't get laid, people. Yeah. Sith masters.
Anyway, I thought it was a really good movie. And in the same vein, I'm not going to say it was like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. But it was really good. And a lot of people out there say, it reminded them of Episode 4. They say it like it's a bad thing. Episode 4 was really good. It's not Empire Strikes Back. Nothing is Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back was the greatest thing ever. Well, no, I think even Empire Strikes Back is better than Wrath of Khan, as much as I love Wrath of Khan and being a Star Trek guy. But this movie, let's not get into the whole Finn, Poe bromance. People want to make something.
No,
hold on. Okay, no, hold on.
Who cares?
Hold on. What makes let's go back to storytelling 101. Right? We've had this conversation. A great story has three things: characters you care about, a solid conflict and some sort of resolution, and a plot that doesn't have holes the size of Texas.
Plot holes are in every movie.
They are. No, agreed. But you still need, like, example. Inception was a good plot. It was an interesting plot. It was an original plot.
I thought Inception was great effects. That was it.
But there were holes. If you want to see an effects-laden movie, watch anything that's been done in sci-fi in the past 10 years or anything by Pixar.
Michael Bay.
So let's go back to this. Characters. They did a great job paying homage to classic characters and introducing new ones. They got the characters covered. No problem. What's your conflict? basic good versus evil. Absolutely nothing original there.
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that.
Everything can be broken down to good versus evil.
But at this very core.
But in the Star Wars vein, it was pretty much the same thing.
Really, this conflict, and again, we can stretch this out for 20 minutes and start figuring out what's the main plot of the movie versus the subplot and all this other crap. And if you want to go there, we can. But it boils down to, again, the conflict, it boils down to the plot. And this movie, for me, fell into the same vein that the last Star Trek movie did, where you spend a third to a half of a movie setting up something really cool. And then you completely rehash something that you've already seen. In Star Trek's case, it was Wrath of Khan. In this case, it was A New Hope. So for me...
What do you think Return of the Jedi did?
Oh, now hold on. That's a whole different deal, because we can start talking about, like, ring theory as far as movies get going along and get all sorts of real and deep and kinky.
And that's where the problem becomes.
But see, here's the kicker.
That's where the problem comes
No, you brought up
from,
Jedi for a second.
Because again... Host privilege. All movies are always going to have the same standard conflict. I don't care what anybody says. It's always either good versus evil or something similar to that. When you come down to what happened with A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, it's the exact same ending for both films. I don't care how you want to spin it. It's the exact same ending for both films.
You're absolutely right.
A lot of people are getting into, they're trying to jump into this head first as if it needs to be
completely
Shakespeare.
different.
It needs to be Martin Scorsese's
Transformers.
And all it is a popcorn film.
But see, again, I'm not going there, nor have I brought up those points, because I'm not that guy. Again, taking the story independently by itself. Again, I didn't say this was a bad movie.
You kind of can't, though.
Hold on. I was entertained for, like I said, I was entertained. Generally speaking, I want to go and be entertained. Right? That's what I was. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. But to sit here and tell you it's a good movie needs good characters, good conflict, and a good plot. Now, while this movie has good characters, maybe some people might want to say great. I won't go that far.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Say good characters.
Name me a great character.
From this movie?
Anything.
Anything?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is a great character.
Okay, what's so good?
I'd argue...
Hold on. We will be here for 25 minutes if I start going through classic cinema and characters.
We have to go, because here's the problem that I have with anybody that always says this, thus, and whatever about any movie, any character, this is better than that. There's no reason that you can say that Indiana Jones is any better of a character than Finn is, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, and I'll agree with you on that point. Like I said, you can even say that the characters in this were borderline great. I'm not going to go there, but again, for me, a good character in a movie is somebody that you can emotionally invest in, somebody that's believable, and somebody that you care about what happens to them.
But what if you go into a film like I Am? I don't care about anybody. I just want to watch people die.
Well, then let me throw in this other perspective.
But then we're going to watch World War II films.
Right. Let me throw in this other perspective.
Go right ahead, Kenshiro.
Let me throw in this other perspective. Like I was trying to say before, about Finn, and let's focus on the two main characters, Finn and Rey. Okay. Finn as a character, it was in the Star Wars universe, something that we hadn't really seen, at least in the film. We've got a guy who's aligned with the evil faction, a stormtrooper with a conscience, I guess you can almost kind of say. No.
Go ahead.
Well, see, I said on film. We don't we don't know that about Han Solo's history. So we got a stormtrooper that has a conscience, who basically grew up and is breaking away from his conditioning after he sees his friend gets killed. And then he starts to say, okay, well, I'm going to do the right thing just because it's right.
And again, that's
what makes him good.
Like I said, you haven't heard me complain about the characters.
And if you want to get on Rey for being a bit of a Mary Sue, okay, fine. I'm not going to kill you for that.
Again,
because
the character
is we've seen that before.
Like for me, it wasn't so much the character-driven aspect.
Right.
I thought that was fine.
Right.
I think Harrison Ford really kind of like saved this movie.
I agree. Together. I totally agree.
So like I said, from a character standpoint, I was cool with it.
Because especially Leia was just there.
Yeah. I mean, which you know what though? I'll be honest with you. I'm betting you when they come out with the director's cut, a majority of her scenes are probably sitting on the floor.
You think so?
I would put money.
But they don't do director's cut. Well, maybe they will now.
They're not going to.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't do director's cuts.
But my point is this. I'm betting you a ton of her stuff ended up on the floor.
Okay.
Again, my contention with the story is that for me, it was unoriginal.
Okay. Let's talk about Kylo Ren then.
Oh, I thought he was absolutely... Honestly,
I think he was great.
I think he was very good.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren to me, and again, people are sitting here saying, well, he's a whiny little brat. I'm like, no, actually, he's the exact character that they should have had for Anakin Skywalker.
Agreed.
In that aspect.
Yeah.
Here's somebody who's extremely passionate, very emotional, very angry. The complete antithesis of what a Jedi is supposed to be. Jedis are essentially Star Wars' version of a Vulcan, all logic, with a really cool little weapon to play with. Again, the characters the characters were fine. Just for me, the conflict just seemed unoriginal. I thought that they tied everything up with a nice little bow a little too easy. There were just too many conveniences. For me, yeah. For me, there was just too many convenient plot points that tied it all together.
Rey's growth in the Force, that kind of stuff.
First of all,
like I said,
fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, taking it as its own individual piece. It just left more to be in. Now, if you start tying into the things, you can start making assumptions and come to some possible conclusions on things.
People have been doing that already.
But you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because
Hold
it's a
on.
saga.
No, hold on. You're asking me what do I think about this movie, not this whole saga or this whole story or this whole book, merely this chapter. This chapter for me,
If you take, for example,
average.
Inception, you know it's a single standalone film. That's fine. The problem I have with people that complain about Rey, complain about Ren, they act as if there aren't any other things that go along with their development. They act as if there are things that, like Rey, oh, she learned the Force too fast. Damn it, the Force surrounds you, binds you, and Obi-Wan said,
wait,
This time, let go your conscious self and act on instinct.
what wasn't in this movie? Did nobody know that?
I don't care. Like Obi-Wan said, the Force basically will control your actions and obey your commands. She allowed the Force to control her actions. That's why she won that fight. Same
Agreed.
thing with Finn. Finn is not a Force user, but he was just as whiny as
Look,
Luke. So
look.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters. What's that flashing? Hey! It's my dinner.
Just because Rey took, Jedi mind trick James Bond, which is what some people are tripping over, because we all know that was.
Get over it, Internet.
We all know that
Get
was
over
we
it.
all know that was Daniel Craig and that Stormtrooper outfit, which was funny. Like I said, for me, that's just too convenient and too cutesy
It's
sometimes.
not even about convenience. It's the Force. That's what the Force is, a convenient weapon. It's a
Right.
convenient tool.
Well, see, and
It's a
in a way,
convenient
I'm
concept.
with you because that was the number one thing that bugged me about Anakin in Episode 1. Is that you're like, okay, you got this kid. Oh, he's in a starfighter. Okay, he knows how to operate it. What? He can't even see over the viewport. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
I'm not gonna be this guy because what always trips me out, especially when you deal with like sci-fi movies, is you get that guy who wants to trip on and say that logically can't happen. I'm like, okay, hold on a second. You're dealing with a method of travel that doesn't exist, weapon that doesn't exist, and all this other crap, but you're gonna trip on this small logically piece. I'm not gonna be that guy. But for me, and like I said, this is just what Big Pim and Jay thinks. When things are too cutesy and too convenient and too meta sometimes, it sometimes ends up hurting things. To use a Doctor Whoism, the sonic screwdriver can do everything. Why? Because we need it to. It's just too convenient. It gets boring. It gets cliche.
That's a plot device.
Exactly. And that for me is what, like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I was entertained. And that's where I leave it at.
All right, so
I liked Kylo Ren in this aspect, regardless of his parentage or whatever. That scene in the room when the guy said, "Oh well, we lost the droid." What?
Oh,
You lost the droid?
Dude, when he went ballistic?
Yeah, he went crazy.
I was
the
crying.
stormtroopers rounded the corner and they were like, yeah, we're not going down there. I was like, we're not going down there. And he turns to the guy and he says, is there anything else? And I thought that was funny.
the thing that was missing for any Sith, because he's not even a Sith.
Yeah.
That's the other thing people are forgetting. It's like he's not a Sith Lord. He's a
Right.
dark Jedi. He's
Yeah.
not even in like apprenticeship quite yet. So it's like he's gonna have temper tantrums. Like Big Pimpin' Jay said, Jedi are more Vulcan. Sith Lords are emotional and rage driven.
They're more Romulan.
Exactly, they're better than Jedi. So they're gonna have temper tantrums. They're gonna get mad. They're gonna get pissed because the rage fuels and drives them.
Yep.
Peace is a lie. There's only passion. So I mean, let's be realistic here.
I ain't gonna front. I do want that Sith code.
You can't. You're a Jedi. Stay over there on the light side.
You're too happy-go-lucky.
Speaking of the light side, that was one concept that I did like that Abrams threw in there. That instead of it always being the Sith drawn to the dark side, it's like, hey, the light's not just sitting there on its
Right.
hands. It kind of wants to pull people too. So I think that was a cool
Being
concept.
seduced by the light.
I think that was a
thought it
cool
was
thing for them to add
yeah.
in there. So I
That was
mean,
nice.
it had its points. It had its good parts. Everything has its bad parts.
I think Adam Driver's catching a lot of hate from
His ears.
His nose. Anyway, no, you're right. He is catching a lot of heat, and it's undeserved.
Well,
I think it's really undeserved.
okay, but here's what I didn't like, and this is the only Kylo Ren thing I didn't like. I think him removing his helmet for Rey should have been saved for him removing his helmet for Han.
I can buy that. I can buy that argument.
It threw it off like because it made it just less.
Impactful.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh great, so
Yeah.
you took your helmet off for this girl and now you're taking it off for your dad. It would have been cooler if it had been just like, no, evil Sith, no, the wannabe Sith or whatever, constantly through the film, and then you get that emotional. You know what? He might actually kind of be okay.
Speaking of that, again, being convenient, and yes, here's the spoilers. Is that again? You're 25 minutes into the movie, and they're giving you major plot points. Like, yes, Han Solo is his dad. I'm like, no. If you would have saved that till later on, again, story, writing 101,
Yeah.
it makes it more impactful.
No, I can definitely agree
Yeah.
with that. 'Cause there was some things that just, unfortunately, we're out of time on stupid time.
No, I mean, it's the internet. So we can go as long as we want to.
Nah, we already went a little bit further. We'll jump back to this one eventually. In some other forms, there'll probably be rants about this.
It's not a bad movie. I can't sit here and stress enough. It's not a bad movie.
Well, and
but I can't tell you that it's a good movie.
Right, but I'll say this, for darn sure, I can't wait for episode 8 to come out.
I agree with you. It was entertaining as all get out.
Yeah, I can't wait for episode 8.
I felt like a 9-year-old for like 15 minutes. It was great.
This, unlike the prequels, really does leave you wanting more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we went to full geek mode in the theater.
Yeah.
We have pictures.
Yeah, we do.
We
Yeah.
do have pictures.
Yeah.
Some can't be seen, but we'll use the ones that can. So, gentlemen, it's been a great topic. Nobody came to blows. This is amazing. A Star Wars conversation with no fights breaking out.
We killed it.
What would
There's
you
still
talk
time.
about Star Wars
Well,
and Star Trek?
I left my
There's still
lightsaber at home. So, for Kenshiro, for Big Pimpin' J, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I am GQ, your Sith Lord and Master.
Vote GQ.
Well, no. It's not even about vote. It's subjugate and command, like the Emperor. So, like the Emperor, I'm going to tell you, information is right there. I am ordering you to like, ordering you to subscribe, tell all of your friends, go to Facebook. Oh, no, not right now. Open up another window, go to Facebook, put in search, Culture Junkies, join that group. We'll let you in the door.
Join our fan page.
Join the fan page too. This man right here works hard on it.
Yes,
works
I do.
hard.
Work hard on the website, too.
No, there's no Sith mind trick. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, do all of those things. Subscribe, Culture Junkies, share, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your baby's mama, tell all of the people you know that you are a Culture Junkie. Gentlemen, game over.
Nothing's changed, really. I mean, everything's changed, but nothing's changed. That's the way you want it to be, really.
Culture Junkies!